Okay, hello all. Happy Monday. I am just want to go over. I was actually just testing out using AgentGPT, and I kind of found some weird things. I'm using it a little bit for kind of general questions I have, like regarding my own business and trucking and brokerage. But it's outputting some odd answers, so I was kind of curious if anyone else was getting kind of similar results here. So I think it's lying to me. Okay, so you can kind of see here I was like messing around with it a little bit. I'll kind of just go over it now. So basically, in order to use this, you have to have an OpenAI account, which you can watch a bunch of other videos that show you how to do this. But OpenAI account, you put your API key that you generate on there onto in your settings here, and then for some of the advanced settings, I just increased the amount that it was looping. Like usually starts out like 3 or 4 because the more you loop it, the more it will charge you. And when I was looking just at my usage, I've been messing around with this for probably like an hour, 2 hours now, and it hasn't really been charging me too much here. So like 8 cents, 2 cents for the 25th, which is kind of odd because this is charging me 2 cents on the 25th, but you can see today's still the 24th, so. But anyway, so back in here, I'm going to keep the loop at 40, which I think is on the higher end. So with respect to so when we need to book a load of the carrier, right? And let's say we're getting dogged on the rate, super low rate, and what we need to do is cast out the biggest net possible to the most maximum amount of carriers so that they can see it. So what would be really useful, I think, would be if we could pull information from Safer, and then based upon address, phone number, email, and output it onto a list. So I could say something like, I'm looking for carriers that are within 15 miles of Wilmington, Delaware, that have less than 10 trucks, because I don't need to see a list of FedEx and UPS and stuff on there. So here we got our name of our assistant, our agent here, and then I'll just, for instance, I just did, can you find me trucking companies in Delaware with less than 10 trucks? It's a little simple there, but, I deployed the agent, so it'll basically kind of take in the input and then start thinking here, and it'll make a list of tasks, right? So you basically give it a goal, it generates a list of tasks, and then it's supposed to execute on said tasks. So here's kind of the weird part. So I'm pretty certain none of these are, since the task only required a list of companies in Delaware, I'm unable to determine which ones have less than 10 trucks. Would you like me to perform another task? Okay, so it's doing other stuff. It's like it comes up with its own tasks. But the weird thing is, if I search A&R Transport Inc., I don't believe that this is, open a new. Okay. Let's say I go Safer. I just go to mine, and search A&R Transport Inc. Yeah, this is in Utah. No power units not authorized. So it's kind of just making up companies. I mean, these are all pretty, Quadruple A Cooper Transportation. I'd be willing to bet that that's not a company, but you never know. Guys are naming their stuff whatever. But yeah, it doesn't exist. Hold on, did that say? I did 5 A's, it looks like. Okay, let me try again. With just there, 1A. Yeah, the quadruple A, it doesn't exist either. So it's kind of weird. If I'm, and I don't know if maybe anyone's figured this out properly yet, but what it'll do is it kind of just makes up company names if it doesn't know how to find it. So I know it says something that it can't quite get it. ABC Trucking, XYZ Freight. It's just weird that it tries to lie in a way that's believable, because these are somewhat believable names. I mean, most trucking companies is literally just letter, express, freight, transport, transportation, logistics. So that not too many people get very creative with the names, but yeah, sorry, I'm an AI language model. I can't access real time. But yeah, I was doing this with me earlier too, where I was asking it for like if it could get a list of freight purchasers or fuel purchasers, just to see how it would work and like contact info. But what it did was it just made up names of people. It was like Jane Doe, John Doe, just like normal American names essentially. And yeah, I don't know if there's a way to go about this, because I think it'd be really, really cool if it could actually scrape, the information on here in terms of like actually aggregating in a way that's efficient. There's like 3 million or 2 million, however many million of potential trucking companies in the United States, or brokers. I don't think it's that many, but let's say it's 1 million or 500,000. It would be really nice to actually have a reliable database that, you could properly search on. So that's just my thought on the thing. I thought it was a little weird. But if anyone knows actually how to have this thing like properly data scrape, or, get a list of the, let's say the carriers from Safer in a way that actually works, that would be, I think it would be pretty awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to put it out there. It's a fun little thing to use. It did get addresses right. So if I searched, I'll stop the agent. It kind of just keeps going. Yeah, just LMN logistics. It's just, yeah, pretty weird. Okay, so here I'm going to have it try out the addresses thing again, because this kind of worked the first time. We can kind of test out if it worked again or work again this time. So basically here I have, produce wholesalers for the name. List out 20 companies on the East Coast that purchase 40-foot containers of produce from Dole or Chiquita. Also list the addresses of these companies. The addresses of these companies, I'll say the warehouse addresses of these companies, where they receive the load. Okay. So very specific, anyone who's like not in trucking, this is all just like very specific, obviously like trucking type questions. But, I'm kind of curious just how people ask this thing questions properly. All right, so we got some answers here. I want to see if these are correct. Let's see if this makes sense. So we'll just go back here. Is this a Kroger, or is this just a random address? This doesn't look like a Kroger to me. You see a Kroger nearby? Nope. Let's see here. Let's see, Everett Street's the Stop and Shop. Maybe this one's accurate. Let's go check this one. This looks somewhat accurate. At least looks like a warehouse. Let's see if I get out of it. Let's see. Dunkin' Donuts. There could be potentially something here, and maybe the address is just a little bit off, but still kind of weird. Let's go. We'll try Shaw's here. Try to go for some of the what might be smaller companies. All right, pretty close by. Let's see what we got. Urban Outfitters. Yeah, so this is like very weird that it would at least like choose random addresses. Let's try this one. I don't know, you see like a Shaw's out there. It really just looks like an Urban Outfitters to me. Yeah, not really that either. But yeah, I don't really understand. I don't understand how it gets the answers. If it's just, putting out wrong answers, but it's putting out real addresses. So it was doing it. I mean, it was doing the exact same thing when I was asking it for like, people that work at the certain places. Obviously, it's like personal, and I don't know where this thing gets the information, but it would be really cool if you could get that data somehow. I don't know if you could like pull LinkedIn or, I mean, you could at least like go to Google potentially, but yeah, I was slightly disappointed. I don't know why it would just. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Like with the trucking companies, it gave fake trucking company names that seemed accurate. With these addresses, if you kind of just looked at this, you'd be like, that seems accurate. I mean, this is Publix corporate highway. Maybe this one's right. Maybe they got one right. Does this look like a Publix? Okay, the corporate office. There we go. Okay. Yeah, if you guys notice I did anything wrong there, just let me know. But yeah, I was kind of confused by this, but I'm very hopeful, and I'm hoping I can figure out a way to get it work and maybe to work with data a little bit better. So, thanks for watching.